figure 4 reach through is going to be in a seated position. You're going to take one leg and cross it over the other. You're going to take your hand and reach toward the ground. Feel free to try a rep or two without weight, but ideally I want you to do this weighted. Depends on your strength level what weight you're going to use. I'd say somewhere in the 10 to 20 range. You're going to get in this position, then you're going to let that weight slowly pull you forward and come back up. The weight allows for better lengthening as well as a component of control, so it can create strength through length. This is the figure 4 reach through. The adductor rock and roll, we're going to start with hands and knees. We'll kick a leg out to the side. We're going to drop back until we get a stretch in the groin muscles. We're going to maintain that stretch, and then we're going to roll our foot out and in. And I'll show you a side view here. Out and in. Adductor hip cars are done in an all-fours position. So you're going to be here. And you're going to take your knee, you're going to bring it out to the side, up and around, and then back through. Now, you want minimal movement from your upper back. It can move slightly, that's okay. You'll see that here. What you don't want is this tipping where you're starting to open up the whole pelvis. So you still want to be disciplined on that hip joint and make sure it's doing all the work in the hip cars. Toe hold squats are a great dynamic way to work some hamstring flexibility. So you're going to set up in a regular squat position. You're going to reach your hands down to grab your toes. You can even slide your hands under your toes if you want. You're going to squat down as you normally would, and then you're going to keep your hands in place and lift your hips up, and then back down. And we're up and back down. And you're just going to go to that point of resistance. You don't have to make your knees get all the way straight, but again, it's just a great way to loosen up the hamstrings. Pretzel breathing might be one of the favorite exercises I give out. You are going to position yourself in alternating 90-degree positions of your hip and knees. So 90-degree angle here, knee facing out to the side, 90-degree here. You don't want to have these feet close together. You don't get the same leverage. So get in that position. Ideally, you can sit straight up without the extra support of your arm, but if you're new to it, you don't have great mobility, you can use this hand for your position. And then once you're here, you're going to take large, deep breaths, either for a prescribed amount of time or a number of breaths. Now, if you want a real extra challenge, you can take your hands, Spider-Man them out to the front of you. This is going to add in some extra lat tension, make it a little bit harder, but you're still going to complete those large, deep breaths. That's part 1. Part 2, you're going to rotate into that front leg. Drop your forearms to the ground and complete your breaths here. You may notice on inhale that this shoulder wants to lift up, and exhale, you can place it back down. Then you'll drop into the last of the 3 positions. Your forehead can come down if you have the mobility, and you're going to breathe into this position. And you would complete that on both sides pretty much every time you do this. Again, that really ties up a lot of different tissue. You're going to feel the stretch wherever you're most limited.